Do you want that iconic luxury watch look but don't have iconic luxury watch kind of cash? Well, don't worry, because you can still get the look and feel of those watches on a bargain budget. It does, however, take a little bit of research and digging, but the affordable alternatives do exist. But I have done all of the work for you and compiled this list of 10 bargain alternatives to iconic luxury watches. And not only do these watches look amazing, but they're also packed with top tier specifications and materials that will last for years to come. All of the watches featured today are way cheaper than their luxury counterparts, some even costing as little as $30. So no matter your budget, you can still get that premium look. But before we get into the watches, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so that you never miss a video. Now, the first watch we'll be covering today is from luxury Swiss brand IWC. Their Mark series of Flieger watches is absolutely iconic, with countless editions and a cult following around their simplicity and quality, but you can absolutely get the look and feel on a bargain budget. A brand new Flieger from the IWC catalogue can cost upwards of $5,000, but this Flieger from German brand Aristo offers that iconic look for a fraction of the price. This model doesn't just offer the aesthetics though, because this watch comes with a grade 5 titanium case. Combine that with the 38mm case diameter and a 10mm thickness, and you have a watch that will wear so well that you'll never even want to take it off. However, I haven't even got to the best part. Inside the Aristo 5H100, we see the use of a Swiss mechanical movement, that being the automatic Sellita SW200. Throw in a sapphire crystal and 100 meters of water resistance for good measure, and you have a spec sheet that will make enthusiasts begin to salivate. You might think that this made in Germany watch will cost you a fortune, but that's where you'd be wrong. This watch is comfortably under $500. One watch that I've personally been crushing on recently is the Cartier Tank, a watch that can cost upwards of $3,000 and is filled with beauty and elegance. But it is entirely possible to get that understated elegance on a bargain budget. If, like me, you only need an occasional wear dress piece, then this one will be perfect for you, because this watch is actually the cheapest on today's list. This is the Casio AQ230. The key with this watch is swapping out the supplied bracelet, because the factory version comes with a gold tone bracelet that is super casual, but swap out the strap for an aftermarket 18mm leather and you have that classy Cartier Tank look for less than $40. But of course, with a Casio, you get all that functionality that comes with an Anidigi watch. The screen at the bottom of the dial can do everything that you'd expect: a second time zone, alarms, stopwatch, and a day date feature. But because of the stunning gold textured dial and no running seconds, you get that sophisticated small rectangular dress watch aesthetic for less than a trip to the movies. One of the most iconic watches of all time is of course the Omega Speedmaster, and I bet you didn't already know that it went to the moon. But of course, the Speedy is an expensive luxury watch, but you can still get that slick racing look when on a bargain budget. Instead of spending upwards of $5,000 on a Speedmaster, consider popping down to your local swatch store and picking up a moon swatch instead. Of course, I'm only joking. Instead, the watch I'd recommend as a bargain alternative is the Dan Henry 1962 Racing Chronograph. This piece features some design cues from the famous Omega model, whilst also borrowing from other famous chronographs of the 60s. You'll notice the folded lugs that you can also find on the Speedy, for example. Now, this one comes in a few different colours, but the classic Panda model hits the spot for me. You also get a Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, so you get that nice responsive feel of the chronograph function, and a pleasingly smooth sweep of the chronograph seconds. Oh, and this piece will only set you back $280, so it delivers the look and feel for a fraction of the price. Moving on to another icon of the watch world, the Rolex Submariner is probably the most recognisable watch on the entire planet, but even if you had the $9,000 retail price, you couldn't get one if you begged, so consider picking up this next watch instead. Now, there's a 1,000,001 Submariner homages out there, but I'm going to be going with something that isn't so on the nose, and for this pick I've visited a fairly new release from the Japanese watchmaker City. Citizen. This is the Citizen NB6021, and this piece delivers everything that you'd need and want from a serious dive watch. The big bonus with this piece is the super titanium case, which is not only incredibly lightweight, but also features a hardness coating to help with scratches. Inside we see the use of a Miyota 9000 series movement, allowing the piece to be 12mm thick, which is fairly impressive for a fully capable dive watch. But I think it's the look of this watch that hits the mark for me. It has that versatile dive watch look that can just work with anything, anytime. And we even see a little nod to the Submariner with that teardrop hour hand. And for around $500 from grey market sellers, you certainly get that iconic diver look for a bargain price. Next up we have JLC with the Reverso. Originally designed to be a sports watch for polo players, but in modern times it's used as the ultimate dress piece. However, its 10 grand price tag is enough to leave enthusiasts looking for an alternative. So here it is. The Reverso is one of my personal grail watches. Its Art Deco design and unique flip case feature has achieved iconic status. However, you can have something very similar that is still completely original for a fraction of the price. This is the Vario Versa, a reversible dress watch by the Singaporean Micro brand. This piece features a flip case mechanism, with the axis sat in the center of the steel case, and just like the high-end Reversos, you get two separate dials on the watch, one with a sector style silver dial and a much more minimal black side which is made from enamel. This watch features two independent Swiss quartz movements, so it's possible to track two different time zones with one simple flip. And for only around $400, this one is without question a bargain alternative to an iconic luxury timepiece. Now, one of the most unique watch designs comes from Audemars Piguet with the Royal Oak. The screwed octagonal bezel is often imitated but never replicated, and with it costing tens of thousands, the majority of us are left looking for a suitable alternative. So here it is. With the integrated sports watch trend over the last couple of years, there are plenty of options when it comes to an alternative to the Royal Oak, but one of my favourites, and one that isn't just a direct copy, is the Maen Manhattan 37. This piece combines elements from both the Royal Oak and Patek Nautilus for the ultimate sports watch look. Now, this watch is only 37mm, which some will consider too small, but the 47mm lug-to-lug means it should work on most size wrists. This is also a Swiss-made watch, so you get a Ronda R150 automatic caliber. This watch has a ridiculously premium look, and at a glance, looks just like those high-end super desirable sports watches, but it has enough originality to be considered its own watch. However, this one will only set you back $700 and not $20,000, and considering that this is the same price as the automatic PRX, I think that this Maen is far superior. There's one chronograph that has more hype than a dance floor on a Saturday night, that of course being the Rolex Daytona, and I think it's fair to say that it's probably the most desirable chronograph in the world, but at over 20 grand, I think most will look for an affordable alternative. So here's my pick. This pick is much more on the nose with the aesthetics, and gives you all of those sporty design cues that you'd want with a chronograph in this style. This is the Orient Mako chronograph, and it's a fairly new release. It comes with that classic tri-compax Panda dial that chronograph collectors absolutely adore. This piece is quartz, but it is solar powered, with the sub-dials absorbing the rays to help power this ticker. The most impressive part of this watch is the water resistance, coming in with a 20 bar rating, which when combined with the dive time bezel and great lume means this is a dive capable watch. So this Orient Mako is a little chunky, with a 13mm thickness, but as usual with Orient, they somehow make large watches wear very well. Now, this piece is currently only available in Japan, so you'll either have to import one to your country or stay patient and wait for the Western release, but it only costs around $300. Now, when I think about an iconic watch from the Oris catalogue, I think about one particular watch, that being the Oris Divers 65, particularly the version with the bronze bezel. I think that the combination of steel and bronze just looks so good. So here is my super bargain alternative to such a beautiful watch. The Oris Divers 65 is a watch that retails for around 2 grand, which I do think is a good price for what you get, but you can get that same look for a fraction of the price. This is the Boltony bronze bezel diver. This piece features a bronze bezel that is engineered inside of the steel case, with the steel studs on the hour markers, so you'll get that desirable bronze bronze patina without the whole watch turning green and developing a peculiar odor. The dial is minimal and very similar to the Diver's 65. You also get a large bronze crown which ties the ticker together nicely. The best part is that this piece will only set you back $175 and features a Seiko NH38 automatic movement, dome sapphire crystal with AR coating, and 200 meters of water resistance. This bolt in it is value packed, absolutely beautiful, and such a good alternative to the Oris Diver's 65. Now this next pick isn't an alternative to one exact watch, but more of an affordable alternative to a style of watch, that being the super complicated haute horology pieces that you see from the likes of Patek Philippe and Alain Gezun, but of course on a bargain budget. So this watch doesn't feature a perpetual calendar or a minute repeater, but offers more dial complications than usually found on a dressy style watch. This is the new Orient Bambino version 8, which features the same dial design that we saw on the popular Bambino V2 range, but now we see some added dial complications which give you that haute horology look. It features a day of the week indicator at the 10 o'clock, a 24-hour subdial at the 5, and a date window at the 3. And I think Orient have done a good job at redesigning the most popular Bambino dial to include these complications, giving you that busy yet sophisticated look with the Roman numerals. And of course you get an automatic in-house movement that is super reliable. As usual with the Bambino range, you'll be paying less than $200 for this fantastic dress piece. The Rolex Oyster Perpetual is one of, if not the, most popular everyday watches on the planet. It offers a versatile look that can go anywhere and do anything. But again, with Rolex, you'll be lucky to find one at retail price. So let's take a look at my bargain alternative. This watch again is a fairly new release, but it is one of my favourite affordable watch releases of the year. Of course, I'm talking about the Citizen Soyosa. At first, this just looked like another cool integrated sports watch release, but after closer inspection, it's clear to see a lot of Rolex inspiration in its design. Firstly, with the Oyster Perpetual inspired dial layout, secondly with the President style bracelet, and third with the Cyclops seen on a lot of Rolex models. It's a bit of a mishmash of tons of popular Rolex features that makes it a great alternative to the Oyster Perpetual. Also, because of these borrowed features, it makes the Soyosa a truly versatile watch. It features enough elegance with that simplistic dial to be dressed up, then enough pizzazz with the bracelet to be more casual. You also get a pretty cool looking gold Miyota automatic movement, a sapphire crystal, and a swimmable water resistance. And for under $300, this truly gives you that iconic look for a bargain price. So remember to head over to toptierticker.com for some cool, affordable pre-owned watches. The link is in the description. And if you liked this video and I have some more of your time, be sure to watch my video here where I talk about 10 watch brands that even snobs don't hate.